She was 12, covered in blood, alone in the woods. The couple who found her had no idea what they were looking at. They just knew they had to call 911 fast.
You know what? We are in a state park. It's called, oh God, what is this park called? We're not from here. A little girl stopped us. She's bleeding. She said, really, Dan, pat her down, please. Don't let her in the car without patting her down.
Okay, how old is she?
How old is she? 12. What's her name?
Where's she bleeding from?
It looks like her head is her name. She's saying she's really lightheaded.
Okay, are you near I-75?
Yes, we are real close to 75. We're in that park that's right there by I-75. Here, let me unlock it.
I'm trying to get your location. Okay, just a moment. Don't hang up, please.
Okay. No, I won't hang up. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Are you on a trail?
We are in the park on the trail. Yeah, we can come out to the end of the park.
Okay, what kind of vehicle are you in?
We're in a Ford 350, F-350 truck. It's a golden, okay. And I'm sorry, I wish I knew what park it was.
Okay, it's okay. I'm going to try to get your location, okay?
We just happened to see it and thought, oh, well, we'll check it out. Dan, can you tell her what...
And what kind of wounds does she have right now?
Where's her wound, Dan?
What kind of wounds?
On her neck.
Do you know what they're
neck.
from?
They're cuts? She said they're cuts.
Where's the mom?
She said the mom left.
Okay.
And she just gave me, what's the phone number?
Okay. Are you guys driving to the front of the park?
We are.
Okay.
We are.
We have a lot of help coming that way. What's your first and last name? Okay.
And she's bleeding.
Are you guys going towards
Stay
Tucker's
awake,
grade?
Stay awake.
Are you guys going towards Tucker's grade?
Tucker's, yes. Truckers.
Okay.
It's called Truckers. What was the name of that road? Truckers. Yeah.
Are you with her right now?
Yes, we put her in the back.
How old
truck,
is she
in
again?
Our backseat. She's 12.
Okay, is she awake?
She is awake, but she keeps closing her eyes. I'm trying to keep her awake.
Okay, is she breathing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay. Stay with us, okay? That's okay. You just hang on.
Do you know what kind of wounds she has?
Dan.
Yeah, she had quite a bit of blood on the back of her head. I didn't see any open wounds, but she's bleeding quite a bit.
Okay. Did she tell you where her mom went?
She just said her mom got in the car and drove off.
What color car?
What color car, sweetheart? It's a gold van.
Okay. What's the mom's name?
What's your mom's name? Gwendolyn Derard.
Does she know her home address?
I can ask.
Okay.
Know your home address, sweetheart?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, a policeman just pulled up.
Okay. Do they see you?
The sheriff, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect. Okay, they'll take it from here.
Okay.
The day begins at a Culver's restaurant. Gwendolyn Gerard and her 12-year-old daughter meet a cousin there. Nothing seems unusual. Afterward, they get back into their gold van and drive south. Within half an hour, they turn off the highway into the Cecil Webb Preserve. Tall pines rise on either side, trails cut through the brush, and creeks shimmer in the sun. Gwendolyn tells her daughter they're here for something simple, a photography project for school. The girl believes her. The van rolls farther in, past creeks and pine flatwoods, until it reaches a quiet, isolated stretch. She turns on her daughter without warning. The girl is forced to the ground. held there as her mother pulls out a knife. The child throws up her hand to block the first strike, but the blade cuts her. The attack doesn't stop. Her mother strikes again and again, leaving her bleeding and terrified. The girl begs her to stop, but nothing changes. In a split second, she makes a choice. If fighting back won't save her, maybe playing dead will. She goes limp, closes her eyes, and holds her breath. Gwendolyn pauses, then drags her farther into the brush. She tries to push her toward the water, then covers her with branches and leaves, as if to hide her. Twice, she comes back to check if her daughter has moved. Each time, the girl stays still. At last, the mother gathers some of her daughter's belongings, a purse, a shoe, and her phone, and walks away. She gets back into the gold van and drives off, leaving the woods quiet. The 12-year-old stays still as long as she can, fighting dizziness and shock. When the sound of the van is gone, she forces herself up. Weak and bleeding, she stumbles toward the road. A pickup truck appears in the distance. She waves her arms and collapses. The couple inside stop immediately. The sight is shocking. A young girl, badly injured and barely able to speak. But she does manage to whisper her mother's name, Gwendolyn. They lift her into their truck trying to keep her awake, and one of them dials 911. Following the call, deputies met the couple at the park entrance and took over life-saving care. Paramedics rushed the girl to the hospital. Despite multiple stab wounds to her neck, chest, and face, she was alive. Doctors worked to stabilize her as detectives took her statement. Even in pain, she described how her mother had brought her there under the pretense of schoolwork, then attacked her, and how she forced herself up once the van was gone. Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummel told reporters he was left speechless by the brutality, saying it was only by grace that she was still alive. Deputies in Lee County spotted the gold van parked in North Fort Myers, about 30 minutes away from the crime scene. Gwendolyn was close by. They moved in, took her into custody without a fight, and towed the van for evidence. In questioning, the mother admitted to stabbing her child and claimed she acted because she believed people were trying to take her daughter. Gwendolyn was booked into jail on charges of aggravated battery with great bodily harm and aggravated child abuse, with bond set at $750,000. Over the next weeks, her case began moving through the courts. On June 30th, her attorney requested a competency evaluation, and a judge ordered 3 doctors to examine her. By July, 2 reports had been completed, and a third was pending. As of late August, Gwendolyn remained in custody at the Charlotte County Jail, pleading not guilty while the court awaited results on whether or not she is fit to stand trial. If the court ruled she wasn't competent and unlikely to never be, the charges could be dismissed without prejudice, meaning the case would stop for now, but prosecutors could still bring it back later if something changed. Meanwhile, her daughter presses forward in recovery. Her grandmother called her a brave little girl, saying the family never imagined something like this could happen to them. It's spring break in Spanaway, Washington. A party is growing inside a house tucked in a gated community. By nightfall, the music is loud enough to echo down the street. The front yard is full. Cars line the road. At 10:43 p.m., the first 911 call comes in.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, yeah, I've got a bunch of drunk kids at a house party in a gated community. I really need police here. I had 10 cars in front of my house alone. This is crazy, this is just so crazy, and something needs to be done. I don't know if anybody else has called the police on this house party, but I can hear the music, and I'm at least 6 or 7 houses away.
Dispatch logs it as a noise complaint. A short while later, the same caller calls back.
I called earlier about a crazy house party, and it's still raging on, and there's like 100 underage kids. I already told the kids that I called the police, and they don't care. Now they're all peeling out of here. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Yep.
No one arrives. At 11:17 p.m., another call is placed.
911, what are you reporting?
Fights in the street at a party across the street. A bunch of high school and college kids. About
Okay.
200 people. Yeah.
Do you know the address there? Okay.
Now the grown-ups are coming out and yelling, and they're military, so it's about to get pretty bad. I'm with 911 right now. It's getting crazy.
Oh yeah, adults and high school kids. One kid said he was still in high school. He was out on the front trying to calm things down.
Yeah, they're all over the streets, like in our yard, the neighbor's yards, cross street yard. They're just running everywhere.
By this point, the crowd has spilled into yards on every side of the street. For the neighbors, their patience is running low.
This is my third time calling tonight. There are like 100 kids underage doing drugs. I'm so sorry that I'm this person, but it's after midnight, and I've called in several times about this crazy house party that's going on in my neighborhood.
People are out of control. I don't know if you could hear the noise in the background, but they're having a good old time.
At 12:14 a.m., everything starts moving faster.
Is there any... What is that?
There's now a physical fight going on, and they're screaming in chaos at this party.
Okay,
So if
got
you
it.
could please get somebody here. They are screaming at the top of their lungs, and they are fighting. Yep. There's gunfire. There's gunfire.
Get
Oh my
yourself.
gosh.
Stay safe, sir.
Gunfire. You need to get somebody here. Are you there? 911.
Yep, I'm here. I'm still here.
911. There's
Yep,
gunfire.
Keep yourself. I've let the units know, sir.
But I just heard about 9 to 10 rounds go off in simultaneous
Got it.
function.
You know who has a gun?
said so. No,
Caller.
no, I don't know. I don't know who has a gun. But I did get my gun, and I'm standing inside my house
Yep,
with a
keep
gun.
yourself safe, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to stay on the line with you, okay?
I said so. I said so. Man, I've been calling since 10 p.m.
Though officers en route, the person on the other end isn't reassured. They've been on the phone before. At the same time, more calls start flooding in.
Come on. There's shots fired. There's shots fired. Can you please?
Okay.
Too late now. You guys waited forever.
One sec.
Someone shot in the street. There's someone shot
Okay.
in the street. I'm sorry that I'm upset, but you're asking me all these questions, and I called 3 times. Oh my gosh, that poor kid. You need to get him out here now. Now it's like 20 gunshots in the middle of the street. We told you guys 20 minutes to get out here.
Okay.
200 people. Party.
And are people
jumping
actively
in the street
fighting?
Yeah, they were fighting. We called 10 minutes ago.
The car went by with somebody standing out of the sunroof, and then pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, I called a little while ago about a party that was going on at my neighbor's house. It looks like shots were fired. I think the cops are just pulling up, though.
It had been just shy of 2 hours since the first call, and deputies arrived just 30 seconds too late. By then, it was chaos. Officers found a teenage boy lying in the street and immediately started life-saving measures. More victims were already on their way to local hospitals. The street had already started to empty. Kids scattered on foot. Others sped off in their cars. Debris littered the road. Red Solo cups, shattered bottles, and shell casings. Deputies secured the scene and began collecting evidence. They recovered 2 firearms and multiple shell casings. Surveillance footage later confirmed what neighbors had described: a shootout between 2 teenagers near the driveway, bullets flying across the road into a crowd. One survivor, standing far from the action, said she never even saw who fired. By the afternoon, 2 of the 6 people who had been shot had died. 4 others were hospitalized with serious injuries. The youngest victim was just 15.
Keep walking, stop. Turn around.
17-year-old Isaiah Davian Williams was arrested and charged as an adult with 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Detectives said both victims, 15-year-old Joaquin Ramirez and 19-year-old Hector Gonzalez Valdez, were also armed. Williams himself had been shot during the exchange. Court records show he had prior adjudications in February 2024 for unlawful possession of a firearm and multiple assault charges. His bail was initially set at $2 million, later reduced to $1 million. Days later, a second arrest was made. 18-year-old Christopher Lee Cobb was charged with first-degree assault after surveillance footage showed him firing across the road at one of the victims. Prosecutors later said it was luck, not accuracy, that no one else was killed. Cobb's weapon was never recovered. His bail was set at $100,000. Records also note he had previously been expelled from Todd Beamer High School for possessing a handgun on campus. But for the neighbors, those arrests didn't undo what happened. They had seen the warning signs and called 911 again and again. Since the first 911 call just before 10:45 p.m. was logged as a noise complaint, it wasn't treated as urgent. A deputy was finally dispatched at 11:45, but got diverted to a higher priority call involving a different emergency. Until the first shots were fired, the Spanaway party remained classified as routine. And once it became anything but, the road was so packed with parked cars that deputies struggled to get through. The delay wasn't intentional, but it was costly. Williams remains in custody, charged with 2 counts of murder and unlawful firearm possession. Cobb is also being held without bail. Both are awaiting trial in Pierce County Superior Court. They were all supposed to be asleep. A mom, 2 brothers, and a guest, gathered for a school night sleepover in an upscale Florida neighborhood. But before sunrise, one of them would be dead, 2 more fighting for their lives. And the person responsible hadn't left the house.
911, what's the address for your emergency?
Palm Beach Gardens, Ballin Isles.
Do you need police or
I have a lady
paramedics?
bleeding here. Ring my bell.
All right, do you know why she's bleeding?
She said somebody attacked her, but you got to get somebody here quick. I called Ballin Isles, but they're not here yet.
Okay, I'm going to get help started that way, but I need to know if there's any weapons or anything.
She doesn't have any weapons. She said there's a killer outside. I don't know what she's talking about. She's delirious. He had a knife? He had a knife.
How long ago did this happen?
How long ago did this happen? A few minutes ago. She's bleeding like crazy here. You got to send somebody
Okay,
right here.
I'm already starting help. I need to know what the person with the knife is.
I don't know where he is. I got an emergency.
Can you
This
ask
woman's
her?
bleeding. She said, never mind. Security's here.
No, sir, I need you to stay on
What?
the line with me. I need to get more
What?
information for the officers responding, sir.
You want information from the officer?
I'm going to need more information from that female. Can I talk to her?
No, she's hysterical. What? Step it up. He said there's a killer out there. There's people
who said
screaming,
there's a
lady.
killer?
I can't let you talk to her. Just send somebody.
Okay, can I get a description or anything of the person that had a knife?
No, she's dying over here. The kids are out here bleeding. There's a
Okay.
murderer here. You got to get
You said
somebody
there's
here.
a murderer? Okay,
You're
so
not going to
listen,
be.
sir,
Yes,
I
you're not
have
being
help.
helpful here.
Okay, listen to me for 1 second, okay? I've already told you help is on the way. I have paramedics on the way. I have police on the way. I need to get information for their assistance in helping you, okay? And the people
Yeah,
that
but I
are
don't know
there.
where the killer is. He's running around outside. There's a kid outside bleeding. The lady's bleeding on the floor here. And you want a description of
Where
the
is
person
she
with the
bleeding
knife?
from?
All over her body. What's his name? Corey Johnson is his name.
Corey Johnson
can
is the
barely
person
speak.
that stabbed them?
Yeah. The lady rang the bell. She's bleeding here. The kid's outside bleeding.
About how old is the kid, sir?
She's asking me a million questions. The security guard just got here. Lady, will you stop at the questions and get some help here?
Sir, I've already told you help is on the way. This is helping them to locate the suspects for the other officers that are responding as backup.
I don't know
so that
where he
nobody
is.
else
It's
gets
pitch
hurt.
black
Do we know if
outside.
he's white, black, or Hispanic?
What?
Do we know if the male is white, black, or Hispanic?
I don't know. I think she's white. She's here. The kid's... Lady, I can't stay on the phone with you.
What happened?
She rang my bell. She's bleeding. She said that Corey Johnson is out there with a knife. He's a murderer. That's all I know.
If they answer where the weapon is, I need you to tell me, sir. We need to know
Lady.
for the officers.
You got the guy with the knife? I don't know. They're trying to help the kid. The kid's full of blood. I can't stay on the phone with you. This
Can
is
you
ridiculous.
see the kid?
No, it's pitch black outside. I can see the bleeding kid. He's on my front stoop.
That's what I'm asking you about. How old is the bleeding kid? Is he 5,
How old
20?
is he? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm hanging up. These questions you're asking me are ridiculous. It's black outside. I can't see anything.
They're for the medics that are responding, so they know what they're going to have to help with. So we know the age.
Yeah, they're
possible
bleeding.
age.
They know what they're helping with. I'm hanging up. This is ridiculous.
I'm trying to get the information. Hello? Hello?
When officers arrive, they find 2 people outside, Elaine Simon and her son, Dane. Both have been stabbed repeatedly, but they're conscious enough for medics to begin life-saving care and for Elaine to say there are other victims. But the attacker is still inside. They are rushed to hospital while units stack at the door, carefully planning out how to make entry. Their first priority is to get to the other victims, then find the threat. Inside, they quickly locate a teenage boy, Kyle Bancroft, unharmed. Upstairs, in the loft area, they find Giovanni Alexander Sierra Brand. He has been stabbed multiple times. His throat has been cut. The responders can immediately tell it is too late to save the teen. The suspect, 17-year-old Corey Johnson, has barricaded himself in an upstairs room. Officers try to call him out. He refuses. After warnings and escalation procedures, police deploy gas. Corey emerges and is taken into custody. Investigators begin to piece together what happened the night before the attack. Elaine's 2 sons had friends staying over. The older child, Kyle, invited Corey, someone the family had known for years, and Dane's guest was Giovanni, who had just turned 13 that day. The mother said goodnight around 11:30 p.m. and went to bed downstairs. The boys stayed up in the loft and bedrooms. Nothing seemed unusual, but earlier that day, Corey had bought a knife and brought it to the sleepover. Around 4 a.m., the house was silent. Everyone was asleep. That's when he decided to act. He went first to the loft where Giovanni was sleeping. Corey stabbed him repeatedly and cut his throat. Giovanni never had a chance to call for help. The sound of moaning upstairs woke Elaine. Thinking one of the boys was sick, she started up the stairs. At the top landing, she came face to face with Corey. He lunged at her with the knife, stabbing her several times. She fell back down the staircase, bleeding heavily. Dane saw his mother in the altercation and ran toward the attacker to protect her, but Corey turned the knife on him, stabbing the teen 32 times. Amid the chaos, the mother and son managed to make it outside and call for help. Once in custody, Corey waived his rights and began to talk, telling investigators he stabbed the victims because of his Muslim faith, a phrase that would later appear in the arrest affidavit. The 17-year-old said Giovanni idolized celebrities and treated them like gods, which he believed went against his beliefs, and that Dane mocked his prayers, the way he bowed his head and touched it to the floor. Corey admitted he had been watching violent extremist propaganda online, videos that encouraged killing non-believers. Corey claimed he drew courage from reading the Quran, but the text itself is explicit. Murder is forbidden, and saving one life is like saving all of humanity. According to his family, this wasn't the first time he had attached himself to an extreme worldview. Years earlier, classmates remembered him flirting with neo-Nazi rhetoric online. Then he was interested in white supremacy groups. More recently, relatives noticed him adopting new religious practices, a prayer cloth, a skull cap, while also diving into extremist propaganda. His sister later told reporters he was so unsettled by his behavior that she slept with a pocket knife. To those who knew him, it looked less like steady faith and more like a teenager drifting from one ideology to the next, searching for identity and landing on the most extreme versions he could find. In fact, Corey Johnson's name wasn't entirely unknown to law enforcement before this case. Years earlier, while he was still in school, the FBI became aware of his online behavior. In 2016, he was suspected of sending an online threat to a Catholic school in England, an incident significant enough that nearly 100 parents reportedly pulled their children from class that day. By 2017, federal agents had interviewed Corey and his family. They didn't bring federal charges at the time, but the contact happened. Family members later told police he was fascinated with authoritarian leaders like Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. This was the backdrop. and part of why the case drew national attention once the details came out. Corey was booked into the Palm Beach County Juvenile Detention Center on 1 count of first-degree murder for killing Giovanni and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder for stabbing Elaine and Dane. Because he was 17 at the time, the death penalty was off the table, but prosecutors moved to try him as an adult, and the court agreed. From the start, they framed the case as deliberate and calculated. Corey brought the knife the day before, waiting until the house was asleep, and went after the most vulnerable target at first. The defense didn't argue over whether the stabbings happened. Corey admitted that much. Instead, they tried to convince the court he wasn't legally responsible. They pointed to autism, severe depression, and what they described as psychotic delusional thinking, made worse by hours of violent propaganda online. That was the divide the jury would have to decide. Was this premeditation, or was it insanity? It took years for the case to reach trial. By the fall of 2021, Corey was 21 years old, tried as an adult and sitting at the defense table while jurors watched his interrogation, saw crime scene photos, and listened to testimony about his state of mind then and now. The defense brought in a neuropsychologist who testified that Corey had above-average intelligence but delayed maturity, autism, and severe mental illness. They argued that on the night of the attack, his thinking was so distorted he couldn't tell right from wrong. In Florida law, that meant he was legally insane. Prosecutors pushed back. They said the teen's actions showed planning and control. He attacked in sequence, barricaded himself afterward, and then explained it all in detail. To the state, that wasn't psychosis. It was a choice. After about 4 hours of deliberation, the jury came back with their decision. Corey Johnson was guilty of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and they found him legally sane when he committed the crimes. At sentencing, the courtroom was filled with families and investigators as victim impact statements described the loss and lasting trauma. The defense pointed to mental illness and instability in his upbringing, but prosecutors emphasized planning and motive. Elaine survived a dozen stab wounds. Dane, only 13, survived 32 after intensive surgery. Kyle was uninjured but carried the psychological burden. Giovanni, who had just turned 13, never left the house alive. The judge imposed a life sentence, with review required after 25 years under Florida law. Corey Johnson appealed his conviction and sentence, but in 2024, a Florida appeals court upheld the verdict and the life sentence, noting that under state law he will have a review after 25 years. This next call was sent to me by a subscriber. If you want to send your 911 call, click the link in the description. It's a warm afternoon in Waco, Texas, the kind of neighborhood where kids still ride bikes in the street and hop off curbs just to feel airborne for a second. 8-year-old Aiden has just finished karate. The walk home is under a mile, sidewalk the entire way. He's done it before, but this time someone's watching. A woman driving a red Chevy Malibu spots him as she turns onto his street. She doesn't recognize the boy. She doesn't stop to ask if he's okay. She just calls 911.
Well, actually, there's a little boy walking down the sidewalk. I don't want to look like I'm stalking him. I bet he's maybe 6, and he's by himself. It's like he's a perfect target for somebody to kidnap. Now he's kind of running.
And you don't see anyone near there?
No, I thought maybe this guy jogging was with him, but no, he's already gone probably 2 city blocks.
Okay, and are you on Ritchie Road now or Sierra West?
I'm on Ritchie Road right now, and I'm kind of back behind him. I don't want to scare him, but...
Is there a school near there?
Who?
Is there a school near that area?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm in a red Chevy Malibu, so if you wonder if anybody thinks I'm stalking him or anything... I mean, he's barefoot. He's wearing a T-shirt and navy shorts. And I bet he's not 6 years old.
Okay, all right. Give me 1 second. So you're going down Ritchie Road. You already left Sierra West, correct?
Yeah, and I'm down Ritchie Road and I'm facing Mobley right now, and I'm kind of making people mad. He looks like he's turning to the right.
So onto Mobley?
Yes, he's walking down Mobley now.
Okay.
Let's see. Now there's a car stopped, and I don't know if they're stopped because they're like me, worried about him. But he'd be such an easy target. He probably doesn't weigh.
Okay.
Pounds.
Okay. Yes.
Now, here's some. Hang on. Maybe this person's asking him. Looks like this person might have asked him a question. Should I talk to him, or what?
See if that other person knows anything, possibly?
No, they drove away. I tried to pull up to him, and they drove away, but he's too little. I mean, I don't know. He's way too... Now, there's all these construction homes going up.
Yes, ma'am, sir. And you're on Mobility Road, correct?
I'm on Mobley Road, yes.
Mobley.
And I'm looking at Skinner, but if you don't call somebody...
No, yes, ma'am. This says in officers are on the way. I just need to know where you're going down. Like, have you...
I'm going down Mobley, and I'm crossing over Skinner.
Okay, but you're still going straight on Mobley. Let me know if you turn at any point. Is this child, yes, ma'am?
Now he's kind of running.
Okay. This child, is it black, white, Asian, Hispanic?
He's white.
Okay, and I know you said he had T-shirt, but what color is it?
The T-shirt is multicolored, tie-dyed, and he has, where'd he go? Blonde hair. I don't know if it's tie-dyed, but it's got some sort of a weird pattern on it. It's primarily green, but like I said, now he's taking his shirt off and tucking it into his shorts. He just took his shirt off. But, I mean, there's, like, people putting up houses over here. I don't know. I mean, not in this world.
Can you ask him?
No, because if I ask him, I might scare him, and then somebody might think I'm trying to take him.
No, it's okay, because either way we have this in for officers. Can I get your name?
My name's Melissa. But there's all these people. I'm just blown away that apparently...
What color are his shorts?
Navy blue. But he's walked a very, very long way to be by himself.
Okay, and you're going to be there in the area as well for officers?
I am, if they'll hurry up.
Okay, all right. Try asking him if you can. You're already on the call with 911, so we will just include this in the call if anyone else were to call. But if you're able to...
But what if... I don't think that's wise, because if I scare him and he just takes off running...
Okay, yes, ma'am, that's completely up to you. That is completely up to you.
I don't think that's wise, because...
Okay, what's he doing now?
He just looks both ways and crossed the street.
But he's still on Mobley Road?
Yeah, he's on Mobley, crossing over Gilchrist.
Okay, like I said, we do have an officer on the way.
They are taking a long time, truthfully. I don't see any officers. And, this kid has walked easily. Okay, here's an officer.
Okay, can you flag him down?
Well, I got my hazard lights on. Did you tell him I'm driving a red Chevy Malibu?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Okay, but can you try to flag him down as well?
I'm flagging him down right now. Do I stay with him? Or?
Oh, that's completely up to you. You can pass on the information, let him know what's been going on, if possible. But that is up to you, ma'am.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out.
Okay.
It's okay, honey. He just wants to be sure you get home okay.
Okay. Is the officer there with you?
It's okay, baby. You're not in trouble, honey.
Dispatch sends officers to check it out. Aiden is calm, polite, and cooperative. He knows his name. He knows his address. He tells them exactly where he's going. They put him in the back of the cruiser anyway. When they pull into the driveway, his mother, Heather Wallace, is on the porch. She assumes there's been a misunderstanding, that they'll explain what happened and leave.
To have an 8-year-old get out of the car and walk by himself, you know, that's a big problem. Okay, because we don't know who's in that white van. You have a lot of crazy people out here. I don't trust my child with out of range about 20 or 30 feet from me.
Instead, one of the officers lectured her, and later that night, Heather was arrested for child endangerment. By morning, her husband posted bail, but CPS had already stepped in. They imposed a safety plan that barred either parent from being alone with the kids. For the next 2 weeks, Heather's mother and mother-in-law took turns sleeping on the couch to keep the family in compliance. They hired an attorney. That's when the charge became clear: a second-degree felony. If convicted, Heather faced 2 to 20 years in prison. Fighting it would have cost thousands in legal fees, money the family didn't have. Heather pleaded guilty, not because she believed she'd done anything wrong, but because she didn't want to risk losing everything. The court sentenced her to 65 hours of community service at an early childhood center, but only allowed her to report on weekends, when no children were present. She spent her hours cleaning, prepping learning materials, and working alone. She also had to submit to random drug testing. Each time she got the call, she dropped everything, left the kids behind, and reported without notice. Because of the felony conviction, Heather lost her job as a pediatric sleep consultant. She could no longer work with children. The family sold their house and moved into a rented duplex nearby. Both parents started therapy. They tried to rebuild their lives. Heather said the hardest part was how much it shook her confidence. She had always believed in raising independent kids and giving them freedom, not fear. But after the arrest, she couldn't even leave them in the car while running into a store. Not because she thought they'd be unsafe, but because she knew someone might call. She wasn't the first parent it happened to, and she knew she wouldn't be the last. She now shares her story to help other families, to warn them what happens when a safety plan is signed without legal advice, to remind them that even a cooperative parent has rights, and those rights deserve protection. As of today, Heather Wallace still had a felony on her record. Inside the Berries Ridge subdivision near DeLand, Florida, an ordinary afternoon turns horrific. 8-year-old Michael Millett is riding his bicycle with a friend when 2 pit bull mixed dogs escape a nearby property. The animals rush him before anyone can react. Neighbors scramble in to intervene. Michael's mother tries to shield him. Another neighbor swings a bat, but the attack is overwhelming.
911, what's the address to your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. It's there's a little boy being attacked by 2 dogs.
Are they in front of your house?
No, and I can't go near him because
listen, I'm not asking you to. So which way is it from your house to where he's at?
It's at the mailboxes when he first comes in. And do you know his name? Michael.
Come in off of where?
Where is it? Oh my God, please hurry.
Listen to me. Listen, where are the mailboxes at? Okay, how old does he look?
How old is he? This boy is being attacked by a dog. The only other option I have is to go get my gun.
Listen to me. How old does he look?
He's like 12, I think the other boy says.
Does he know the dogs?
No, and they're literally tugging on him. Please hurry. He's not moving. I'm like a few feet away.
Who's not moving?
The boy that is being attacked. He was screaming for help, and I pinned him down on the ground, and they're like biting him, but he's not moving and he's not responding. I'm on the phone with 911.
Who was that screaming?
Another neighbor. We're trying to help him. Yes, ma'am. He's not responding. Mom is on top of him. You have a gun? Okay, there's another neighbor who's got a bat or something. Oh my God. Oh my God. How far out are they?
They are driving as quickly as they can. They are driving with lights and sirens.
If I shoot them, am I going to get in trouble? He's covered in blood. Mom is standing right next to him. I don't know. What? Oh my God. He's not breathing. Do you not see the air?
I know this is the last thing that you're thinking about, but where are the dogs?
They're in the road. And I'm telling you right now, I do have my firearm on them. I will shoot. It's a pit bull. One is gray. The other one is black and white. They attacked somebody. They attacked somebody. Go! Here they come. They're coming right now. They are not secure. No.
No, is your firearm secure?
My firearm is secure. It is in my hand. You stay right there right now, baby. I know you do, baby. Just stay right there. There is another kid here who...
Is that his brother?
No, I don't think so. Where? Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. His sister is with me. Come here. I know that's your brother, baby. I know, baby. I know. What the hell? Where the hell live, baby? It's like a green house like that. It's like right here. It's like what? Come down here.
Are they with him?
Yes, there's paramedics here. Ambulance is pulled in. Mom is here. Sister is here.
Is law enforcement there as well?
I'm sorry?
Is law enforcement there as well?
Yes, law enforcement is, I'm not sure where he went, but he was trying to control something with the dog. Michael got attacked by dogs. Is that your dad? Do you want me to talk to him so he can understand?
That's okay. Listen, I can go ahead and let you go.
By the time deputies arrive, the boy is fatally injured. Animal control seizes both dogs. Days later, they are euthanized. Their owners are identified as roommates, Amanda Franco, who kept a dog named Kronos, and Brandy Lee Hodel, who owned the other. Residents say the dogs had gotten loose before, roaming the neighborhood unchecked. Months pass. Then in August, State Attorney Will Shiner announces charges. Franco was formally accused under Florida's dangerous dog statute, a second-degree misdemeanor carrying a maximum of 60 days in jail and a $500 fine. For Michael's family, the penalty feels impossibly light. Shiner acknowledges as much. He tells reporters his hands are tied because state law doesn't allow a manslaughter charge unless prosecutors can prove reckless negligence beyond a reasonable doubt. Sheriff Mike Chitwood stands beside him and calls the outcome inadequate. If you have a heartbeat, you have to say this isn't right, he says. Just 2 days later, investigators uncovered deleted Facebook messages between Franco, Hodel, and a neighbor. Conversations about the dog's violent behavior and being loose the night of the attack. Franco had even wiped her entire account while under investigation. Detectives say Hodel searched online how to deactivate her own messenger and deleted specific threads. Both women are now also facing felony evidence tampering charges. As of August 15, 2025, Hodel had been booked and released on a $7,500 bond. Franco already charged her under the dangerous dog statute, had not yet been taken into custody on the tampering charge. Meanwhile, lawmakers point to the gap in Florida law. A new statute, the Pam Rock Act, named for a mail carrier killed by a dog in 2022, took effect July 1, 2025, months after Michael's death. It tightens requirements for owners of dogs already declared dangerous, but Kronos and the second dog had never been given that classification, which limited prosecutors' options. For Michael's family, the legal process feels far from justice. They've turned to civil court, hiring private attorneys to explore a lawsuit against the owners. One thing is certain, the law is under a microscope, and officials are warning that without change, another family will face the same heartbreak. In Tempe, Arizona, evening shoppers move in and out of the food city on Apache Boulevard. The sun is just beginning to drop. The parking lot's still warm from the day. At 7:45 p.m., a pedestrian walking past a row of carts notices something unusual, a backpack left behind in one of them. Inside, wrapped in a blanket, is a newborn baby girl. The cord is still attached. The pedestrian alerts the store manager. Within moments, he's on the phone with 911, staying with the infant, making sure she's breathing, and relaying what little he knows until first responders arrive.
911, what is your emergency?
Hi, I just found a newborn baby.
Where at?
At the Food City. What's our address here? Wait, what? 1338 East Apache Boulevard.
Okay. And that's in Tempe?
And she's beautiful. Huh?
And that's in Tempe?
That's in Tempe.
Where did you find her?
Yeah. A customer said that there's a baby in a backpack outside in the grocery cart.
Okay, does it look like she's injured?
No, she looks beautiful.
Okay. Which part of the store are you in?
Oh my goodness. I'm in the very front of the store. Yeah. The baby was just barely born right now.
Okay, so do you see a mother around? Is there anybody that looks like...
There's no.
Okay. Well, let me get the fire department on the line with us as well. Hang on just a second.
All right. I've never dealt with anything like this before.
Okay, what's the emergency there?
We have a newborn baby that just got dropped off inside of a backpack.
Okay. Is the baby breathing?
Yeah, the baby's breathing.
Okay. So the cord was cut? The baby's completely unclothed, everything?
The cord is cut, but it's still attached. Yeah, the baby's naked.
Okay. Okay, is it a boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
Okay. All right, PD, are you on the line?
Yeah, we're on the way as well.
Are you guys on the way?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's just try to keep the baby warm, okay?
Okay, I got they gave her a blanket.
Okay. Is she breathing normally? Can you flick the bottom of her feet and make her cry for me?
You want her to cry?
Yes. I want to know that she's getting enough oxygen, so I want to hear her cry, okay?
Hey. Hold on 1 second. They want me to make her cry. Hold on. Hold on. I can't find her feet.
Say what?
What do I do? I just spank her feet?
Just flick the bottom of the baby's feet. I want to hear her cry.
All right, she's crying. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so just now that I made you make her cry, just hold her close, okay, and pat her back, okay? The fire department's on the way. We'll be there in just a few minutes, okay?
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Sir, can I get your name? Okay. And you said this was a customer that told you that they found her?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that customer still there?
No, it was no.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, well, we have a couple officers on the way that are going to be there. Do you mind staying on the phone with me until you're out with the officers?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh. Hey, go get me. Wait, no, I don't know what to feed them.
Yeah, we don't want to give her anything to eat or drink right now, okay?
Okay, hey, she's not crying.
That's
Hello?
okay. That's
Hello?
okay. That's okay if she's not crying. She's still breathing,
She looks
right?
very sleeping.
I just wanted to make sure
Hello?
that can you hear me?
Hi.
I just wanted to make sure that she was... Does she look normal color to you? She doesn't seem...
I think she's normal color, right? Hey. It's just a baby. Oi. Aww. Aww. Yeah, they're coming right now.
The officers there now?
Huh? Oh no, my assistant just asked me if the police are coming or somebody's coming. Oh. Oi.
The paramedics are almost there, okay?
Okay. Oi. This is so sad.
Did you see who dropped her off, or?
No, actually, I was just here. Okay, the police are here now.
They are there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm disconnected.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Paramedics and police converge within minutes. The newborn is rushed to the hospital. Against all odds, she appears healthy. Detectives confirm she was likely born just hours earlier. The backpack, patterned with the Jonas Brothers logo, becomes a crucial piece of evidence. But there are no parents waiting nearby, no one stepping forward to claim her. Under Arizona law, that's what makes this case so difficult. The state has a safe haven statute. If a baby less than 72 hours old is handed off to staff at a hospital or fire station, the parent cannot face criminal charges. In this instance, the nearest firehouse was just across the street, less than 100 yards away. Crews were on duty. If the child had been brought there, no law would have been broken. Instead, she was left in a parking lot cart, zipped inside a backpack. The Arizona Department of Child Services takes custody. Police release updated photos of the baby, hoping someone might recognize her or know the parents. They ask for tips about the distinctive backpack or about anyone who may have recently given birth. For the store employees who witnessed it, and for the manager who held the line with dispatch, the moment is unforgettable. As Bosch's, the parent company of Food City, later puts it, this is a tragic situation, but we're thankful that the baby was found healthy. Everyone involved reacted swiftly with the needs of the child as the top priority. The infant's identity and the circumstances that led to her being left in that cart remain unanswered. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next.